We're back again with another PlayStation tournament. This time it's Madden 22. It's the Madden Summer Scrimmage. Scott Cole, along with Madden Pro, Clef the God, and we just have 3 players remaining. Only 3 Cleft, and we got some good prizes to give away here today.
Yeah, man. These guys, they fought through a gauntlet to get here. They went through the battle, to get to this point that they're at now. We got the double elimination, but we're going to get down to single elimination in the grand final. So this is going to be amazing to watch. It's a lot at stake. I just can't wait.
Yeah, 3 matches, really a chance to level your way up. You mentioned the double elimination. Let's get into that format right now. We started the day with 16 qualifiers. We got all the way down to these semifinals. Just 3 players remaining. It is double elimination. Here in Madden Ultimate Team, but as Cliff mentioned, it will be a best of 1 in the grand final. Let's take a look at some of the things that they can win. They've already won a PlayStation 5. They've already upgraded there, but you can see moving up to that top rung to be first to win the grand final, Clef, $1,000 along with the PlayStation.
Yeah, man. Anytime you get paid to play a video game, it's a super win. It's a super win. And then they throw in the best console out there, the PlayStation 5. I mean, you can't ask for much more, man. We playing a great game of Madden. Dealing with the PlayStation, I mean, come on, man. That's just a blessing on top of a blessing.
Yeah, everybody's already got smiles, but somebody's going to have a really big smile at the end. And, of course, we mentioned the bracket. We got a winner's bracket. We got a loser's bracket. Let's call them upper and lower. In the upper final, we got Kong taking on Silos, who used to be known as Texan. And waiting down there in the lower bracket is Jiggy. So 2 youngsters. And then when it comes to Madden, you got an old head in there in Silos, Clef.
Right. And I think whoever loses this first game, they're in a tough position because you can end up playing 3 games of Madden. So yep. Jiggy's right. He's not in a bad spot right here being in the loser finals. The one who loses this first game out of the winner finals, it can get shaky for him.
And of course, everyone out there in the world of Madden thinks they can beat anybody. So, hey, why not sign up? Compete.playstation.com. Come out there. We got some great games going on during the summer. Not just Madden. You got NBA. You got FIFA. Got a little Apex. All kind of fighting games. There's a game for you out at compete.playstation.com. Let's meet the players, Clef, in this winner bracket final. It's going to be Kong versus Silos, who used to be known as Texans, but tonight he'll be playing as the Chargers.
Yeah, and I think just going back to what we seen Kong in that AFC, man, I think he just was dominant. I think the only time we seen him slip up was from self-inflicted mistakes. Yeah. To me, his skill looked like he was just better than everybody there. So I'm really looking forward to him being the heavy favorite right now and taking care of business.
There you see Silos, a.k.a. Carlos. He's 27 years old. He's from Knoxville, Tennessee. He is the old head in the group.
Yeah, the oldest man in the group. You got the young youth, you got the old head, man. So he gonna have that chip on his shoulder, represent the older guys in the Madden community, man, playing against the youth. I'm looking for him to come out here swinging. He has nothing to lose. Everybody's against him. People don't think he can win. He's 14-2. His win rate is very impressive. You know he has the talent, and it should be a good game.
Yeah, a whole lot of wins. 14 wins is a ton in this tournament. But he's going up against Kong, 16 years old from California, and he is undefeated, Clef, here in the tournament.
Man, when you're undefeated in the tournament, that says a lot, because it's not easy to get to this spot. 13-0, that is crazy. That is crazy. Playing the game of Madden, just being consistent as he is. The man is on fire right now. Can he get it done, though? Nobody cares if you 13-0 if you end up 13-1. So he has to get it done.
See if he can stay perfect here in the upper bracket. Folks already in the chat, already chiming it up, already talking some trash, who they think is going to win. And of course, you can let us know right now, who do you think is going to win this matchup between Kong and Silos? I saw a lot of people out there, Clef, thinking that Kong is going to get the dub.
As they should. I mean, the favorite in this field is going to be Kong. He's 13-0. Just by those numbers right there, even if you haven't seen him play, you're going to choose him. And then when you watch him play, you can see he's going to be on meta, running a lot of things that you've seen throughout the whole year. So he's definitely tuned in what's going on in Madden. And he has skill. And he's young. A lot of upside to him. He's just going to grow more from this experience.
Well, we'll see what the chat thought out there. I mean, I saw a lot of Kongs, a lot of voting out there in the Twitch chat as well. But I think you're right. I mean, when you're a favorite, and there's the proof right there. Kong 64% out there. But you mentioned he's a meta player. He's going up against a guy that is kind of an old head and super non-meta in Silos.
And those are the scariest people to play against, because you don't know what you have to prepare for. I like to go in and know what I'm going to get. With these older guys, they got a lot more tricks up their sleeve. They understand, like, hey, I need to bring something out that he might not have expected or he hasn't seen before. They're always so crafty, kind of one step ahead of you, and just understanding what their strengths are. They're comfortable with themselves to know what they do well and what they don't do well. And it's when you're younger, you can't really see that sometimes. Yeah,
some things with the experience comes into play when you talk about starting making some adjustments. That's something that we saw Kong really slow in some of his early games in that AFC side of the bracket, where he was kind of slow to make adjustments and kind of barely squeaked by his first game.
Right. Just not being on this stage before. This is a big stage. It's the Madden Summer Scrimmage. He probably has not played in this big of games before. And on the other side, Silos, he's 27. He's played his fair share of Madden games to get to this point. So it's definitely a clash of styles, and you need that experience. You can't learn anything unless you really go through it. And that's the same with Madden.
Yeah, when you talk about Kong, 16 years old, he wins $1,000, and that means he could buy all kind of packs and games and all this stuff for his brand new PlayStation 5 that all of the players have won so far. On the other side, Silos, he's probably thinking about rent or a car payment or something like that. It's different, man. 11 years difference is a big difference when it comes to esports.
Hey, Kong is thinking about, man, when I go back to school, I'm about to be eating good at lunch. I'm about to get all the cookies, all the big tech, the honey buns and all that. And on the other side, like you said, we talking about car notes, bills, all type of stuff, So it's definitely a big gap when it comes to esports.
Hey, $1,000 doesn't go very far in the gasoline category right now. We're getting ready for them to kick it off. This is our upper bracket. It's double elimination, so whoever loses this one will go down and face Jiggy in the lower side of the bracket for a chance to the grand final, which is going to be a best of one, winner take all, with a chance to kind of double up your money. As I mentioned before, all of our competitors, the final four, have already won PlayStation 5s, which is great because this is a PlayStation 4 tournament, so you're already upgrading, Clef, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, and the upgrade to the next gen, the PlayStation 5, man, you need that, especially we rolling into Madden 23. You want that system. You want that system to be able to compete and take your game to the next level. So to be able to get that from PlayStation and get paid on top of that, it's not like you're just getting that. You have a chance to secure $1,000 and a PlayStation 5. That is a big prize pool. And we're in July. It's late in the year. It's not like we're in the beginning of the year. To still have these type of tournaments going on, it's beautiful.
Well, this is going to be the winner's bracket final. Winner will move on to the grand final, while Person that comes up short in this one will go down to the loser's side of the bracket. And it will be Kong starting off with it first. Remember, he's been rocking with these, like, old school Bronco uniforms for the entire show.
And I like them. I like them. I like the retro uniforms, man. Bring something different to this tournament. Bring something different to the Madden Summer Scrimmage. Don't come out here with just the regular jerseys. We need more energy than that. So I like what Kong did, coming out here with these classics. You know, it reminded me of just the Tim Tebow. You know, watching Tim Tebow, you know, wear these jerseys, even though these are definitely before his time as well.
Yeah, they kind of look like Wyoming College uniforms. And I think they are the Broncos as well. No, or maybe they're the Cowboys. On the other side, Silos from Houston, Texas. He is the Chargers. A lot of yellow out there. And Mixon will hand it off to Vic. And Vic goes nowhere. He actually lost 2 yards.
And this is how you know we playing Madden Ultimate Team. We got Joe Mixon, the running back, handing it off to the quarterback, Michael Vick.
You gotta love it. Ultimate Team.
You gotta love it, man. 28 handed off the 1.
I think Michael Vick could probably have played whatever position he wanted to play.
Definitely
2nd and 12. Madden Ultimate Team, it's kind of like fantasy. You can got a lot of out of position players. You're going to see some wild stuff tonight. And there is Joe Mixon. A dippity dot. That's Andre Johnson. Who pulled that in?
That's a nice high pass right there by Kong. You know, this was good defense, really. His guy was right there. Safety was right there in the hook zone to make that play. But he high passed it so he could allow his receiver to catch it and nobody else.
Yeah, that was not Andre Johnson. 1st and 10 on the left side. He's got trips. Kind of a slow throwing motion. Vic carrying it like a loaf of bread. Moves it forward for 3 yards.
And you can see Kong right here, audibling around. He's in that New England offense, so you're going to see this U-trips, audibling to the trips and running base. You know, just a lot of stuff to try to keep his opponent off balance. So it's going to be a lot for Silos to deal with.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Raiders mixing it up. And Vic, the running game is not happening right now. Here comes 3rd down.
Yeah, Casillas just making a great play right there. You can see he is activated right now. That's one of those series guys you get from grinding Ultimate Team. You can't buy him on the market. He is an NAT, so to have him, you know my guy Silos out here putting in that work.
Cam Chancellor. Oh, he came around the end. Low throw. And Vernon Davis pulled it off the turf.
And this is what we said pregame, you know. The old heads always have a trick up their sleeve. You see the user rush off the edge. Definitely not expected. Well-timed blitz just was a little late.
That low throw has been so important this year. That'll move the chains. Ball at the 46.
Yeah, just the ability to be able to high pass or low pass. And low passes this year, especially on things like curls and wheel routes, it makes it really hard to defend, especially if you don't have that acrobat ability.
So fresh set of downs, and he's going jumbo. And he hands it off, and the big fella, A.J. Dillon. Tree trunks for legs, and now look at this. Hurry up goal line.
And I'm surprised right now. You can see him already trying to work this clock already, and this is only the first possession. He's making this game as short as possible.
Well, you got Derrick Henry handing it off to A.J. Dillon with the fridge. William Perry as the fullback, and here comes a 3rd and 1.
Man, is that might be a, 700-pound plus backfield? That's probably the biggest backfield in history.
I wonder why A.J. Dillon looks so small. There's a handoff to the fridge. He'll fall forward. I don't think he got it, Clough. 4th and inches.
He's short. This is a bad predicament to be in. You don't like being on 4th and inches because it's like, what play should I run? It's so short, but it seems so long at the same time.
Mixon hands it off to the fridge. He spins off. He might bring it to the house. The big fella's rumbling, and they won't catch him. The fridge. 45-yard rush for the score.
And that is just a crazy play by the fridge. He got blown up in the backfield. That was good defense. There is nothing Silos could have done. Castillas came in free, and he just was too small. He just was too small. He just not in the weight room enough. Got thrown off, and just wow, man. Wow, big. That's a huge play right there. That could have easily been a turnover on downs, going the other way, and just the fridge just being what he is, a fridge, just too big.
And so Kong, the youngster from California, he's up a score. He took a lot of time off the clock in that opening drive.
Definitely did a lot of running, and I'm very surprised he actually called that play the RPO again. You know, the play before he lost yardage. You know, he didn't really get as much yardage, so to come out here and run that play again on 4th and inches and to trust that, man.
Yeah, he ran goal line on the first 2 plays, and then went to the RPO on the second 2 plays on 3rd and short, 4th and short.
Yeah, and taking that much time on the first possession, I'm not really a fan of, because if I'm Silos, I'm going to come out here and do the same thing, and then I get ball at half.
Yep.
You know, so I can go ahead and score at the end of half and then score coming out of half without you touching the ball. So if he plays this right, if I'm Silos, I'm definitely turning that chew clock on, and I'm going to milk this thing out and make sure Kong don't get this ball back.
A little change in the depth chart. Gotta get to see Joe Montana.
Haven't seen a lot of Joe Montana. Have not seen a lot of them at all. Usually you get these golden ticket quarterbacks that you see. You don't really see guys like Joe Montana. You see the Cam Newtons, the Joe Mixons, the Ben DiNucci's.
Is that an
really
old head
many
move?
guys.
To be going with the straight up quarterback this late in Madden Ultimate Team?
Just to be different, man. That's how the old heads be, man. they just be like they know it. They know something. You know, he gonna say he knows something right here. He might.
He's already showing us something different. 1st and 10. Down a score with just 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Here comes the heat.
Oh, wow. And that's just that over G just getting home right there. Just pressure off that edge, that SS Blitz 3. You can see he max protected as well. You know, he only had 2 routes out there. You know, so when you get screamed at like that off of max protect, it really makes you nervous.
They got to release those tight ends. Not as good as it was a year ago. That pushes them back 11. As the first quarter comes to a close, Kong up a touchdown. Of course, this is Silos' first time touching the football. Joey Montana out to Franco Harris. That's a gain of 10 back near the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 11.
Yeah, that's a great job by Silos of getting half right there. You know, now he's in a 3rd, and it's manageable right here.
Little hot route master on 3rd down. Doesn't need to get it all back. Oh, he's got him wide. Oh, late throw, but still found him. Vernon Davis.
Wow, and talk about trusting yourself right there. It looked like Kong was lurking it, and he waited just a split second for it to clear and let it go, man. And that's just trusting yourself. You know, that's just trusting yourself. If he throws that a second earlier, it's probably a pick.
Yeah, I don't know how he knew that Kong was going to peel off to the other guy coming across the field. But he was wide open.
I don't think he knew. I think he guessed. I definitely think he guessed, because I made those reads too.
Fall forward for a yard. 2nd and 9. Little hurry up. Montana looking downfield, throwing into coverage, and it's picked off. Ted Hendricks, the legend.
And I'm not too sure about that play from Silos. You know, he got a cover 3 look. He didn't have anything clearing that corner out. That corner was in a 3rd. He didn't have a streak. He had an out route. So that corner just kind of sat with that crosser. Now, if he has a streak, that would be a dot. Great play by Ted Hendricks, though. Great click on by Kong.
All of a sudden, Kong's in business. Hands it off to Michael Vick. Gets the edge. He's got a little bit more. And Ed Reed has got to bring him down at the 44.
Yeah, and if you're Kong right here, you want to make sure, really, he doesn't get this ball back. You know, I don't want Silos getting this ball back at all. Ideally, I want to go score 7 with like 45 to 30 seconds left in this half.
And smartly, he takes it to the 2-minute warning. Both players are still 3 timeouts remaining here in the first half.
And this is a time where you want to think about getting on conservative. You know, you don't want to get a fumble and give this ball right back. You don't want to do anything risky. You want to guarantee yourself points.
It's all about being up 2 scores. Carlos will start the second half of the football. 2nd and 7. Dillon back there with Mixon. Couple 28s. And Dillon air trucking his way through. Finally brought down at the 27.
Yeah, Kong is starting to just lean on him. Offensive line is starting to lean on him, bringing in these big running backs, flipping the right stick up, getting that air truck animation and just running through people. You can see right here, I don't think we're going to see a pass for a while. Just seeing how he's coming out here using his clock. And why would he pass risking that when he's, you know, getting so many yards?
He's had some big runs. Pinballing his ways the fridge to the 21. Just outside the red zone. Plenty of timeouts remaining.
Yeah. And if I'm Silos right here, I use a timeout. Make him, you know, play uncomfortable. Use the timeout right here. You know, make this clock work against him right now. Right now, he's too comfortable just milking this clock, and he still has 3 timeouts.
This is the winner bracket final. Loser will face Jiggy on the lower side. And there's that first timeout. It's going to come in from Kong. Here's a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I don't understand Silos not trying to get this ball back. It's 3rd and 1. Yes, that's very short to convert, but still, give yourself a chance to get this ball back. You know, you're not out of this game yet. Try to get a possession and steal a possession before halftime.
All our players have already won a PlayStation 5. $100, a chance to make it 1,000. They're going to win back-to-back games of Madden, and no, he won't get there. Timeout by Carlos. Here's a 4th and 1. You got to kick it. I mean, this is like not even a discussion.
I think you kick this so you make that turnover matter. You know, because if you don't get points right here, that turnover, that means nothing. You know, it means absolutely nothing. So I think you take 3, especially when you just stopped him his first drive. You know, why be aggressive here when he hasn't scored?
They'll hand it off to the fridge. He picks up the first down and more inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 9.
Yeah, just the fridge right now is just putting the team on his back. You know, making me look stupid. Making me look stupid, and just that is definitely a gutsy call.
24 seconds to go now. 1 timeout remaining. The fridge, good grief, to the 7. And he'll spike it. So got a timeout and 11 seconds to go, 3rd and goal.
Yeah. And that's big by Kong to convert, because he basically guaranteed that Silos won't get this ball back. You know, even if he still gets 3 and it's 10-0, if he gets that 30 seconds to go, you know, Silos gets the ball back, has timeouts, and can potentially go score.
Joe Mixon in the gun.
I think down here we're going to get some type of wheel action.
Mixon. There's wide open Vernon Davis.
And, man, that is a beautiful drive. The way, you know, he might not have planned it like that, but the way it worked out, you score, you go up 14-0 with 7 seconds left, guaranteeing that he can't do anything to get points. You know, Silos, he probably felt like this game has just started, and he has nothing to show for it. You know, he's already down 14-0. You looking around like, what happened? The game already feels like it's almost out of reach.
2 timeouts, 7 seconds left to go in the half. He will get the ball on the other side. He needs a fluke.
He needs something bad. You know, the time of possession, Kong is absolutely dominating the time of possession right now.
Joe in the gun. He's going to try to bring Ed Reed around. Got to let it go. And no, that'll fall to the turf. 2 seconds to go.
And it's one of those times you just throw it up and just hope that you can get something miraculous to happen for you.
Joe to the outside. Michael Vick's got to make some people miss. He can't, and that'll bring us to halftime. Kong up 17-0. Excuse me, 14-0.
Yeah, Silos is in a bad spot right here. He needs to go score. And not only score, he needs to score fast. You know, 4-minute quarters. This game, that first half flew by. You know, Kong showed he will run the ball. He will run the ball, and he will chew that clock. So you want to go score as quick as possible right here. Definitely within the third quarter to give yourself a chance to try to attempt to get the ball back to tie the game up.
Yeah, he's only had the ball for about a minute, maybe less. He threw a pick and then kind of ran out of time there before the half. You can't even count that a possession. He'll spread them out on first down. Montana. There's a missed tackle, and Franco Harris will get out to the 27.
And I think this is the right decision. I would be no huddle this whole drive. I would stay. Especially you don't allow him to switch up his zone drops. You keep the pressure on him.
Montana again. He's got square wide open. Hit as he threw, though. He turns it over. Ed Reed says thank you.
That's the risk you make. When you try to throw out of sacks, try to make that read with a defender in your face. A lot of times you get this right here. A throw out of sack pick finds the defender, Ed Reed, making a play like he did so much in his career. And this right here, it has the potential to get ugly.
Now you got to grind this thing out because 3 is everything.
Yeah. 3 right here puts the game away. I think the game, from what we've seen from C-Los on offense, the game is pretty much over. But you know, if you guarantee yourself 3 right here, you know, it's just even more cushion.
There's a hand to Michael Vick. Of course, Jiggy is waiting on the lower side of the bracket. He'll face the loser of this matchup. The winner of this matchup will go to the grand final. And right now it's looking like Kong.
Yeah, it's looking like Kong, and if you're Jiggy, you have to see this game plan. You have to see this blueprint on what you must not do. If you turn the ball over, Kong is a good runner, you know, and he's not doing any. He's not taking no risk right now. This is a low stress Madden game for him. You know, not passing the ball as much, but he hasn't needed to. You know, what's the point of passing when I'm getting turnovers?
3rd and 10. Scott Colcleff, the God, hanging out with you. Another great PlayStation tournament. Mixon. And he'll just try to save some yardage there for the field goal. It's going to be a 41-yarder.
And I think you let this go all the way down to 3 and kick this with 3 seconds left on the clock. Every second right here matters. And the 16-year-old with a veteran move, you know, just the experience of playing in this tournament. You can see how he's grown up just in this tournament. We see him do a lot of things that were questionable, you know, in the first go-around in the AFC side. To see him take that down to 3, you can see some growth.
So up by 3 scores now. This is the 16-year-old. A lot of folks thinking it's going to be Kong and Jiggy in the final. Carlos just needs some momentum. There's something positive to even take it to the next game. Montana again. Gets it off to Gronk. And Gronk will run out to the 47.
And that's a good chunk play. That's what he needs right now. He needs chunk plays. The time is not his friend right now. He needs to get 10 to 15 yards every play.
Montana swings it to the outside. That's Franco. He's gone to Franco Harris a few times. That'll make it 2nd and 3.
And the thing about being in this third quarter, even if you do go out of bounds, you can see that clock is still moving. It's not the fourth quarter yet, so that thing is still going to turn.
He's going to run it with Joe. And Montana tumbling forward to the 33. 1st and 10. Best drive of the game so far. And nice little comeback route. The bullet to Vernon.
This is a good response. He definitely needs to score. In these next 25 seconds, he needs to get 7 right here.
Little motion from Gronk. Picks up the blitz. Short throw. Vic makes 1 miss. And picks up 3. As we head to the 4th quarter, put your 4s up in the chat. A lot of people talking about arcade versus competitive in the chat. And yada, yada, yada. It's Madden Ultimate Team in July. You're going to see some wild stuff.
You're going to see some craziness. You are. It's Ultimate Team.
A lot of 99s out there.
It's 99 everything. The D linemen are 90 plus speed. Everybody on the field is running 4.5s. They all can move.
2nd and 7. Oh, sack him up.
And that's the last thing you wanted. You losing yards and that clock running. That's a double negative right here for Silos.
3rd and 12. Everybody dropping back. Nice deep out route.
That's nice right there. I want to say that's that route tech ability. Lighten up. You can see him win right off that cut on the out route. That's why you get yourself a route tech, so you can beat this man-to-man. You can see him shading it. Ted Hendricks inside like that. That's letting you know it's man-to-man.
Hand off. Sean Alexander will pick up 2. That's the first time he's toted the rock. A lot of time coming up the clock here, Cliff.
Way too much right here. Way too much. And the worst thing you can have, a sack. It's too much time. He's going to need an onside kick even if he does score with the way this clock is set up.
And he, threw it into coverage. And that's knocked out. Here's 4th and goal.
And this is what I call overthinking it. You know, he came down here, ran a totally different formation to get down here. You know, we haven't seen this single back wing all day. And then he comes down here, gets down here, and now he's trying to run the ball. Why not stick to what was working?
Joe Montana, the wheel, and that's the ball game. And Too Tall Jones, the former Cowboy legend, and they won't catch the big fella. He's stretching it out. 2010 touchdown Kong.
And that is the dagger. That'll just about do it right there. Kong just making defensive play after defensive play. You see 3 turnovers. His offense pretty much got the day off. You know, we didn't even see any route combos really from him besides the hitches because his defense was just that outstanding.
I think the pro move would have been not to score there on the pick 6. Run the clock out.
Yeah, I definitely would have tried to run the clock out. Definitely would have tried to run the clock out right there. I think he want to make this thing as ugly as possible. That's what I'm seeing.
24-0. In my house, that's either time for dinner or you reset. That's a skunk.
Yeah, this time you quit or make up something like you got something to do. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta take the dog out of something. Something's going on where I can't play no more.
1st and 10. And they'll sack him up. Down he goes again. And that's picked off. And we'll hit the 2-minute warning. And hopefully we'll just see them trying to work this clock out. And
yeah, you would think this would be 3-0 and Silos wouldn't call timeouts, but you never know how this works. Usually we get 3-0 right here, or 3 runs, just like we see Kong doing, staying on conservative and trying to stay in bounds.
Well, the tough thing, Clef, is now Carlos has got to get ready for Jiggy. He's got to go down the lower side of the bracket, face Jiggy for a chance in the grand final.
Right, and that's why I felt with whoever lost this game definitely was going to be in a tough spot because you got to go down there fresh off a L. Like, the L is very fresh. And you got to be mentally stable, mentally tough enough to have a short memory and to go to try to get a win. When you're somebody like Silos who just played terrible on offense, you know, it's gonna be tough for him to bounce back. especially when that opponent, Jiggy, got to sit here and watch what you don't like.
Which I think, Jiggy and Kong have been labbing it up. So if you're Jiggy right now, you're probably feeling pretty good. You probably run similar stuff.
Yeah, if you're Jiggy, you come out here and you run exactly what you've seen Kong doing. Hey, I'm gonna send some pressure, and then he's gonna have to beat me making reads under duress. Pretty much. That's pretty much the game plan we saw. And I'm gonna run the ball. I'm gonna make him have to play offense.
Calls a timeout. It's gonna be a 55-yarder. Justin Tucker, that's a chip shot. And it's up, and it is good. 27-0 now.
This is about as dominant of a performance as we've seen. Just defensively, this has been just 4 turnovers. That's impressive. And in a year where defense has not been, it's been much more of an offensive year. So to see defense be played like this, it is very, very impressive in Madden 22.
If I'm Carlos, I'd take the knee.
Yeah,
Get ready for the next game.
I'm going to take a knee right here, and I'm hurrying up so this quick as possible.
He's going to try to play it out, but he's going to have to bounce back and face Jiggy. And he might have GG'd it right there. That'll be it. 27-0. Clef, all Kong.
Yeah, just a dominant performance right there. Dominant. It don't get more dominant than that. Quarterback for Kong really didn't even. Joe Mixon just was handing the ball off. His defense played that crazy. His defense pretty much was his offense with those turnovers.
You wonder if you see a change at quarterback. Joe Montana, I like the throwback, but this late in Madden Ultimate Team, you need somebody crazy, right? You got to have somebody nuts out there that's dual threat. We didn't see it.
Yeah, definitely. You need one of these golden tickets. If you're not playing Madden with a golden ticket right now, you're not giving yourself the best chance to win. The Cam Newton, the Joe Mixon, the guys like that, those are who you need leading your troops. You can't come out here with Joe Montana. You need one of these guys who can get out, outside the pocket and throw from the pocket as well.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights here. It's going to be a lot in favor. That was a huge play right here. On 4th and inches, the fridge got loose.
Yeah, that right there was just a crazy play by the fridge. Just breaking that tackle on a 4th and inches. Stopped in the backfield. And then to break that right here, CeeLo should have had a streak. You're not pulling this cover 3 with an out route. You need a streak to clear that out. You see Ted here, just one of the best defensive players in the game, making that play.
And then Michael Vick would pick up a big chunk. It was still just 7-0 here. 3rd and goal at the end of the half. Vernon Davis would put him up 2 scores at the break. And then here's another play, another turnover.
Yeah, we had 4 turnovers right here. I want to say CeeLo might have completed more to Kong than he did to his own team. It was crazy, just the defense being played. You can see right here, he just kept pressure on him the whole game. The whole game, he was throwing under duress. You see the throw out of sack pit. You see this pick right here because things were happening so fast for him.
That's Ed Too Tall Jones with a 100-yard plus. Pick 6, and that puts Kong in the grand final. That'll move Carlos down to the lower bracket, and he's going to have to face Jiggy and Clef. This is tough. It's really tough one to bounce back from for Carlos.
Oh yeah, it is. You can't play worse, but that's the good thing about it. If I'm CeeLo right now, I'm thinking in my head, man, I cannot play worse than what I just did. So what do I really have to lose? I just played probably one of the worst games of my Madden career. So I'm going out here with nothing to lose. I'm going to play free. I'm going to play loose and I'm not expected to win this game. I'm not expected. So you can bounce back, but it's all about how he approaches this.
Well, we love these PlayStation tournaments, and I know you're watching right now saying, hey, how can I get involved? How can I sign up? You got to compete.playstation.com. We got more games than just Madden, whether you like fighting games, a little bit of Apex, FIFA, NBA, and of course, you're watching some Madden. You can go sign up once again at compete.playstation.com. We're going to step away for a moment, give Carlos a chance for a breather, because he's about to face Jiggy on the other side.
They put him down. Silent. Alex 'em.
Welcome to the home of PlayStation Tournament's Apex Legends Esports. Get ready for all the Apex content you need to improve your game and win prizes in fast-paced, easy-to-join competitions. Look forward to exciting content to get you competition ready, including a monthly live show hosted by me, Rainday, where we'll discuss the latest in Apex, chat with some huge guests, recap the PlayStation tournaments, and much, much more.
So far, so good.
Videos that feature breakdowns, tips, and exciting interviews. And in-depth articles featuring news, ways to improve your game, and conversations with competition winners and esports insiders. Like, follow, and subscribe for Apex Legends content. And visit the PlayStation Tournament's website, compete.playstation.com, to sign up for competitions.
PlayStation.
welcome back. The Madden Summer Scrimmage rolls on. We are now on the lower side of the bracket. Carlos is going to be facing Jiggy. Scott Cole, Clef the Guy, back with you. And Clef, this is tough for Carlos. I mean, you get skunked 27-0, and now you got to face the guy's lab partner in Jiggy with a winner-go-home mentality.
Yeah, and you know these guys talk, man. These guys talk. We got Jiggy and Kong. You know they talk. So, you know, they probably already thought this outcome out where, you know, Silos was going to lose. You know, so you know the game plan will be there. If I'm Jiggy right now, I'm thinking, how can I win this game without showing too much, you know? When you have a lab partner and you play against somebody and you got to meet them in the finals like Jiggy has to with Kong, if he wins this game, you want to try to keep some stuff tucked away just in case y'all have to play. So it's going to be interesting to see how can he manage this situation. Will he look past Silos? You know, will he take care of what's in front of him?
Well, you know about Carlos, 27 years old from Tennessee, but you don't know about Jiggy because he's been down here waiting to see who he's going to face. He knows it's going to be Carlos, and this is another old head versus the youngster matchup, Clef.
Yeah, we got another old head versus a youngster. We got my guy, Jiggy, out of Georgia, down south.
Well, 25 is kind of the cutoff, isn't it?
25
This is like his last
cutoff.
year to be the youngster.
I'm 26, so I can't call Jiggy. I can't call him young. I can't call him young like that. You up there with me, man. But 24-5, so he has a lot of games played. So you know he's gonna be experienced and how this is going, how this is working. Having experience of being in this summer scrimmage, 83% win rate. So you know he's winning games.
Yeah, he's played 29 games in the tournament. That is a lot of games. He's been in a lot of win-or-go-home situations. That's what we're in right now. Double elimination, but we're in the lower side of the bracket. Both these players with a loss here today. So the winner will go to the grand final, face Kong. But if you come up short, that's it. You do take home a PlayStation 5 and some cash. So it's not too bad. How you feeling if you're Jiggy as the chat votes who they think they're going to win? Will it be Carlos? Will it be Jiggy? I know a lot of people are going to be thinking Jiggy. And this kind of comes with my question here, Clef. Yeah, 100% think that Jiggy's going to win. How do you not stay overconfident knowing that your lab partner just beat him 27-0?
You know, you just got to stay in the moment. You know, you kind of have to, if you're Jiggy, you got to wipe that memory. You know, you're not the one who beat him, so it's not like you beat him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all haven't played yet, so you have to take care of that on your end. You can't be looking too far forward and too far back at the same time. So you got to stay in front of the task that's, you know, in front of you, you know, and see what happens after that. You know, you get caught looking too far forward, you can get caught slipping and lose a game that you should win.
Jiggy is the lone NFC guy remaining. So will we have an AFC-NFC grand final, or will it be AFC rematch? You never know in the game of Madden, right? You could beat somebody 27-0 or see somebody play bad, and the next thing you know, it can happen just to you, especially when you're talking about a best of one.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to go out on a limb. CeeLo, he can't play that bad again. There's just no way he can play that bad of an offensive game. That has to be the worst he's ever played. You know, he didn't even get that many first downs. You know, he barely moved the ball. So you got one game. If you're Carlos, you wipe your memory. It's one game. I still can win it all. You know, the goal is still intact. You know, and you don't have a marathon to get there. You win one game, you're right back to where you were before in the finals.
Well, the winner of this one locks themselves into $500 and a PlayStation 5. Big game right here, and Carlos is going to be the home team. He's from Houston, Texas. He's playing as the Chargers, but kind of representing his hometown here inside the dome, going up against the Buccaneers of Jiggy. Let's kick it off. And a non-dramatic fair catch. That'll move the ball into the 25.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see guys take it out because in Madden, we love to play on hashes. You know, we don't like to be in the middle of the field. You know, you'd rather be on the left or right hash just because certain plays only work on certain sides of the field. You know, whether that's from the left hash, you know, to the field, to the boundary. So you always want to be on the hash. So it's kind of interesting that he didn't bring it up.
We did see a kick return for a touchdown by Michael Vick a week ago. And we've seen everybody kick it deep. Pistol formation with Joe Montana. couple players from the 80s as William Perry gets a couple blocks.
And
That's enough for a first down.
Right off the rip, you see Carlos in something different that we haven't seen yet. You know, he's decided, hey, I'm going to run this ball a little bit. Obviously, I am not the best passer right now. I'm not making the best decisions. So I'm going to come out here, run the ball, and try to play some defense. And you can see him chewing clock already after the first play.
And Perry can't get to the edge, and it looks like his strategy already is to kind of shorten the game. As he goes no huddle. He's got us on our heels.
He still has burned a lot of clock with this no huddle. Somehow he still has managed, and you can see him run this power right here.
William Perry is pushing his way to the 41. Here comes a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and I like this right here. I like this. Put the pressure on Jiggy. Shorten this game up. Make this game as short as possible and rely on your defense. You know, let's see what Jiggy can do on offense. Carlos didn't even get a chance to see what Kong could do on offense because he kept giving him the ball.
Little play action with the quarterback. And no, only in Madden Ultimate Team did you ever see Joe Montana in a pistol formation.
Crazy. Joe Montana out here in Lamar Jackson type formations.
Yeah, no one's buying that Joe Montana's going to use his legs. 4th and 6. Swings into the outside. He throws a pick. Who else is it? And Too Tall Jones. Pick 6 to the cribbo.
Yeah, and that's a 6'9" corner right there. That's not your average corner. That's not your 6'1" corner. Even 6'2", that guy right there is 6'9". And if you throw the ball his way, more times than not, he is going to pick it off.
He's been trying to run this RPO to Franco Harris through the first 2 games. And both the times it's turned to pick 6s.
Yeah, and this is a nightmare all over again. This is exactly what happened in the previous game. Just turnovers. You're not even making a guy play offense. Literally, there's no when I know I don't have to play offense, I am sitting here so comfortable, so relaxed. It's much easier to play defense than it is offense. You know, defense,
I don't
you're
like
not really
punting
making reach.
Clef in a comp game, but he probably would be better off at this point.
Definitely would be better punting than just giving up pick 6s and picks in your territory. You know, you just had a disadvantage. I agree 1,000%.
Well, he's been outscored today since we come on the air, 34-0.
Wow. And we're not even, you know, a fourth of the way through this game. The first quarter not even over. So that shows you how dominant the first game was. And I mean, we're on that same track right here.
Got to bounce back. Fridge. That's a gain of nothing. 2nd and 10. It's been rough. I mean, you got to tip your cap because, you know, he's made it to this point, right? You played well in the, you know, in the AFC. You got back to the upper bracket final, but you got land blasted, and now you got to make sure it doesn't get repeated here on the lower side.
Yeah, definitely tip your hat to him getting here because it's not easy to get here. And now you can see
Wide
this dot
open!
right here. Oh my
Spin
goodness,
move,
he got
Andre
50.
Johnson puts him in the spin cycle.
And it's about time. Now, does that open everything up? Sometimes, you know, it's just like it's like Steph Curry. Sometimes you need to see that 3 go through. You need to see that layup go through sometime to open everything up. Does this get him going?
That's a quick score, too. 3 plays, 75 yards. We got a tie ball game.
And now he's right back in the game. You know, he did lose a possession on that pick 6. You know, he is kind of still playing from behind because he lost that possession on that turnover. But a stop right here, even holding him to 3, and then the time management comes into play. You know, Jiggy gets ball at half. So when Carlos does get this ball back, you know, he has to kind of play it time management-wise to make sure he's the last one with the ball, considering he doesn't get the ball out of half.
This will be the first time we've seen Jiggy with the football. He scored on a pick 6 on the opening drive of the game. It was Ed Too Tall Jones. And here is Derrick Henry at the quarterback. In the backfield with the Fridge. Barking out the orders here on the opening play. First time with the football for Jiggy. Derrick Henry. They'll rush 3. He'll take off and slide down to the 24.
See right here, we got some very, very meta. This has been Madden for a few years. Probably the #1 formation in Madden. We got bunch. And he's flipping his bunch. So you know he know a little something. If you flipping your bunch, you definitely are sweaty.
Got blown up right there, though. That's Cunningham flying through. Make it a 3rd and 6.
This is big right now for Carlos. If he can get this stop right here, he can kind of put behind him that turnover. You know, that turnover won't matter as much. It'll just nullify it.
Needs to get to just shy of the 30. Here comes the blitz, and he has to throw it away. 4th down coming.
And that is a beautiful user rush. And you see Jiggy double teaming this in. So with the tackle and guard double teaming that in, it's going to be easy for him to come out here and just user rush him and get through on basically a clean alley. And wow, is this our first punt? This might be our first punt.
He will punt it away. He angles it to the sideline. Boy, he could have caught that. Said he lets it go out of bounds. It was William Perry back there to return.
And this is Jiggy saying, I don't believe Carlos can score. Because you will not see many punts at all in Madden 22. You don't see many. So I think this is saying, hey, I know who my opponent is. He's not really an offensive player. I'm going to make him drive the field.
And there is the Fridge on the edge. Makes Ted Hendricks miss. As he barrels over him and makes it out to the 34. I'm not sure I run a play here. And he will take it to the 2nd quarter.
And right here, I would have 2 clock on. 1,000%. And you see he does have it on. And I'm going to make sure Jiggy doesn't get this ball back. And stick with the run a little bit. And then bring out that play action crosser just like he did to score that touchdown.
Vernon Davis coming across the formation. First play of the 2nd quarter. Perry picks up a block. Splits the defenders. It's a track race. Can Sean Taylor catch him? He will bring him down inside the 10 at the 7.
That is crazy, crazy vision right there by Carlos. That is an amazing run. William Perry, I mean, looking like LaShawn McCoy, just so smooth in the open field.
1st and goal at the 7. Boy, this game the tide has turned. Did not look good after he threw that pick 6. He's come back here and battling. Full house. Fridge. Ooh, big hit. Ted Hendricks.
If you're Jiggy, you don't mind this right here. You don't mind this because you guaranteed to get this ball back. The worst thing possible is when somebody scores 7 at the end of half with like 20 seconds left where you know you can't really do much. So you don't really mind this too much because you still going to have the ball and still be able to score that 7 and score 7 again out of halftime.
Montana off to Franco Harris, and he's in there for the score.
It's a big, big, big counter punch by Carlos right there. And we wonder how would he be after that first loss. You know, and then throwing that pick 6, you could tell he is definitely mentally tough.
14 unanswered after he got blanked in the opening game of the day. And he'll kick it back to Jiggy, who went 4 and out. Had a punt. A surprise punt. That's why I call it the 4 now.
Surprise punt. And will he punt again, ever again? Nope. Seeing that Carlos scored anyways, you know. That's why it's kind of hard to punt in Madden because your opponent scores anyway, and it's like, hey, I might as well just went for it.
I'm surprised Jiggy didn't just take the page out of Kong's playbook here. You got to run the football against this 3-man front.
Yeah, definitely did not read the game plan at all. You know, and going back to the same combo. This combo hasn't worked yet. You know, he's taking a sack or throwaway or scrambled up the middle every time, and he's just going back to the same thing.
Jason Taylor got to the quarterback. 2nd and 18 now. Now you got to worry about a safety. Steps up in the pocket, and that's caught. Whoa.
You want to talk about being fortunate. That was crazy, right? That was great adjustments. Great defense by Carlos to have that hook right there. Safety in the hook. Acrobat ability. He just missed the ball. And this is... Jiggy is struggling right now. He is definitely struggling on offense to get a rhythm. You know, this 3-man rush is really getting to him because he really doesn't know where to step up in the pocket.
Henry, that's another tight window. Out to the 50 now. .90 seconds to go in the half. Still has 3 timeouts. Jiggy does get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, and he's going to use one.
Yeah. Don't mind using a timeout right there because you want to make sure you got your best plays right here. This is 2-minute situation. You definitely want to go get 7, so don't just call the play and waste it down.
He was in the shadow of his own end zone a second ago. Now he's out at midfield. First down for Jiggy. Derrick Henry. Oh, he had him open. He throws a pick. Hit as he throws, Cleft.
Wow. And that's why you don't throw those reads. You got to know when to hold on to the ball. You know, when you see that guy screaming off that edge, you know the throw out of sack is coming. You play Madden, you understand it's coming. To try to force that while you're taking a hit, you asking for a pick to happen.
This is a huge 123. If he could get a score here. Perry. Oh, goodness. That's Sean Taylor.
And I think the best thing that happened to Carlos was getting blown out like he did the first game. Like just getting demolished like he did, getting dominated like he did. It allowed him to really find himself. And you can see this game, it's a lot of running the ball. We didn't really see this.
He does. The running game's been the difference, though.
The running game has definitely been a difference. He has 1 turnover this game, but that's it. At this point last game, he had multiple turnovers. Just running the ball and forcing Jiggy to play offense. Like I said, we didn't see Kong play offense. He didn't have to. So to force somebody to play offense, you never know what type of reads they're going to make, what type of mistakes they're going to make. Jiggy has made mistakes,
he has
and
to
that's
throw
why
the ball here, Clef. I mean, he's got 3 timeouts. Uh-oh.
And we got a disconnect.
Oh. Maybe? Prayers? No. Well, we're going to let the admins figure that one out. Maybe? Definitely a DC here in the lower side of the bracket, Clef. So we'll let the admins figure out what they want to do there. I know there's rules and stipulations on if something happens during those games, who's going to be moving on to the grand final. We do know one thing for sure. Kong is sitting in the grand final, winning that opening game 27-0, and he's just got to be. I've seen him in the chat a little bit, kind of getting ready, kind of maybe psyching himself out for this grand final.
Yeah, he has to be feeling real confident right now. The guy that you just beat is winning versus the guy that you could end up playing against. So it's like, okay, both of these guys, if I play my game, they can't beat me. Honestly, like that's the way he should be feeling. Granted, I got to take care of myself, and I got to make sure I'm ready to play. But if I come out here and play my A game, I mean, I should be moving on. I should be the champion at the end of this day.
Well, we're going to wait and see what happens there. We know we had a connection loss. We don't know the full extent of it, but that's going to be big because that could either be a reset back to the original point of where the game was, or it could be, if it's something more of an intentional disconnect, then it could be somebody moving through to the grand final, and that's going to be a best of one. We have been playing double elimination. We started off with 16 competitors today. We got down to just the final 3, all of which have won some money and a PlayStation 5. But going from $100 to $1,000 for winning 2 more games, that's a big deal, Clef.
Yeah, that's a huge jump. I mean, that's a huge jump. That's times 10 jump. Like that's That's a big difference. And there's just 2 more games, you know. You already here. Once you get this deep in the tournament, you know, you want to win it all. You know, the money's great, especially you get the money, you get the PS5. And then just to be able to say, hey, I'm the Summer Scrimmage champion. I'm the PlayStation Summer Scrimmage champion. You know, that means something. People, you take that with pride. So you definitely want to close the deal out right here. You know, and for Carlos, he has to be frustrated right here. You know, you're dominating this game. You playing a great game of Madden. You know, 360 of what we seen in your first game, and now we got the disconnect. So he must be a little frustrated.
That's Madden Pro belt winner, Clef the God. You've been through several resets, disconnects. What are you thinking right now? Because it really does change the momentum of the game.
Oh man, I'm so frustrated right now. If I'm in Carlos' shoes, I'm so frustrated because you have all that momentum. And people who say, "Oh, there's no momentum in Madden and stuff like that," no, there is. Because from a mental standpoint, you know, this game right here is all mental. You know, you can mentally psych yourself out. When you're rolling, and when you're not, you're not. You know, so I would be so frustrated right now, man, because I felt like everything was going my way. And now, if we do have to reset, you know, it's kind of like we're back even. You know, I got to re-lock in, you know. And then on the other side, if you're the losing player, you happy about it. You know, I get more time to think, more time to evaluate what went wrong. Why am I losing this game? What plays did I run that didn't work? What plays were working? You know, so it allows you to get back to the drawing board and really make a lot of adjustments.
Because I don't think Jiggy was ready for the pistol formation. We didn't see it in the opening game. All of a sudden, Carlos is like, well, I'm changing my entire offense. You know, I'm putting Joe Montana in the pistol, and I'm going to run the football with the fridge, and at times I'm going to throw these kind of crossing routes out of the pistol.
Yeah, he switched up his whole offense. So, and he was caught. You can tell he was completely caught off guard. You know, he didn't expect that. Nobody expected it because it's not like he had a day to prepare. You know, this man just played 10 minutes before the next game. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to switch your offense like that on the go, it shows you that he's definitely versatile. He's ran multiple offenses, you know. And then for Jiggy, you know, it's hard to just adjust on the fly. And it's in pistol. It's not like he went from bunch to trips tight end. Those are 2 meta offenses. You see those a lot. Somebody running pistol, you don't really see that.
Well, if you want to sign up for some of these PlayStation tournaments, you can head out to compete.playstation.com. It's not just Madden. It's everything from Rainbow Six, Apex, if you like fighting games. Of course, you got FIFA and NBA out there as well if you want to go out there and check it out. A lot of chances to get some great competition, some great prizes, and a whole bunch of games that you can get involved with on PlayStation 4 and 5. So we heard from the admins. They're going to restart the game. We're going to play back to the point they were at. So we'll step away. When we come back, hopefully we'll be getting close to restarting this lower bracket final between Jiggy and Carlos.
They put him down. Silence him.
Welcome to the home of PlayStation Tournament's Apex Legends Esports. Get ready for all the Apex content you need to improve your game and win prizes in fast-paced, easy-to-join competitions. Look forward to exciting content to get you competition ready, including a monthly live show hosted by me, Rainday, where we'll discuss the latest in Apex, chat with some huge guests, recap the PlayStation tournaments, and much, much more.
So far, so good.
Videos that feature breakdowns, tips, and exciting interviews. And in-depth articles featuring news, ways to improve your game, and conversations with competition winners and esports insiders. Like, follow, and subscribe for Apex Legends content. And visit the PlayStation Tournament's website, compete.playstation.com, to sign up for competitions.
PlayStation.
back to the Madden Summer Scrimmage right here in the PlayStation Tournament. We did have a little snafu, a little connection loss between our competitors. So they're trying to reset it back to the point they were at. Scott Cole, Clef the God. And, I asked you before, Clef, these extended waits, not only just a reset, but really all that momentum is now out the window. As we left, Carlos was kind of in the driver's seat.
Yeah, these type of situations, you got the disconnects and things of that nature. It always favors the person who's losing, the person who's struggling. Because when I'm winning the game, I really don't need to reflect on anything. Obviously, what I'm doing is working. When I'm losing, giving me extra time, to really sit back and think, why am I losing this game? What kind of things can I do differently? It always favors who's losing. So we'll see, can Carlos keep that momentum? And what will Jiggy do? Because I guarantee he'll have something, that he wasn't thinking about during the game. It's hard to think about everything while you're in the game, but once you can take a deep breath and take a step back, you can see things way more clearly.
Well, we started the day with 16 competitors. Let us show you the journey that both of these competitors have been on. Kong's already in the grand final. He beat Jiggy to open the day, of all things. Coy Carlos, we saw the 27-0 win. That put him in the grand final. Carlos started the day by beating Knockout, beat Little Sharky, who's actually a really good player, and then got land blasted, as I mentioned, in that upper bracket. Then he had Jiggy. He beat Pick, Sharky, Knockout to be able to get to this point. And as you mentioned, we thought he was going to get beat again because Jiggy came out there with a pick 6. Like, oh no, here we go again. But Carlos really did a nice job, Clef, kind of battling back in this game. It's been a great day, but it's been a long day for some of these competitors. As I mentioned, we started out with 16 and a double elimination here for the grand final.
Yeah, Carlos definitely weathered the storm. And, this going to come down to who's mentally tougher to win this whole tournament. You play a lot of Madden games. It's easy to get mentally fatigued and mentally exhausted, and not be as focused or not be as sharp. So you got to stay locked in. Even when you do have a little bit of fatigue, you got to stay sharp and really just focus on the goal, focus on your game plan, and keep your reads sharp, your adjustments sharp. And it's not easy. That's why the guys who win tournaments, you got to commend them because it takes a lot to win these tournaments.
Yeah, it's, these guys are 27, 25. Some of the older guys in the tournament, Kong, 16 years old. He's like, man, I got things to do, man. He's kind of playing some mind games with folks in the chat, trying to kind of pressure them along. Hey, maybe you don't want to play this. Maybe you just want to, let me get the money. Let me get the PlayStation 5. Let me get out of here. But we can see right now that these players are replaying it back to the original point, which was right before halftime.
Yeah, and anybody who say they want to play more Madden games, I want to play more. No. In these tournaments, you want to play as little as possible. That gives you the greatest chance to win. You want to play less games.
Well, here we were, 0-0 early, and you see, this is where we thought, oh no, pick 6 for Jiggy. Ed Too Tall Jones would rumble in there. We were like, all right, this one's over. It's going to be Kong and Jiggy in the final. But not so fast, Clef. Right back comes Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos had an amazing comeback drive, rolling out right here, throwing this crosser over this half, this cover 2 to the right side, and then getting sticky with Andre Johnson, and making 7 out of that instead of just a completion in a big game.
Here we go back to William Perry after the score, and here he goes again, and I was like, okay, Sean Taylor's score's going to catch him. Then I had to remember of a little Franco Harris would spin his way in, and that's kind of where we were. We were just about a minute or so left. That throw out of a sack kind of set up Jiggy for a drive, and Jiggy would pick up the first down, and that's really kind of where we're at. Like under a minute to go in the first half. Carlos has got the ball with a chance to come down here. If he can kick 3, if he can get 7, this is going to be kind of a huge chance for him to kind of gain the momentum back after this long break.
Definitely. And he definitely wants to come out here and just get 7. And pretty much, I think he can put this game away. From what we've seen from Jiggy on offense, he has really struggled. And it's not even all about the defense, just some type of the route combos we're seeing. I don't think it can work. So I think if Carlos can come down here and get 7, I think he puts his game away.
The crazy thing was, it was 100% Jiggy. When we asked y'all before the game started, we're re-polling the chat right now, and it's come down just a little bit. Just a little bit, Clef. We've got some doubters starting to swing back toward the Carlos camp.
Yeah, as they should. As they should. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and miss you wrong. I was wrong. We were all wrong, But we had a reason to pick Jiggy now. We had a reason. What we seen out of Carlos the first game, I wouldn't have picked him against anybody. Just be it all. After what we saw. It was bad. It was bad.
But we've been there before, right? It happens to the best of them. I remember a Kiv final against Drini where Drini land blasted him. Of course, Kiv would end up coming back the next year and winning the whole thing, the whole thing. So anything can happen. Every Madden player has had its good days and its bad days. I know, Clef, even though you're a belt winner and all that, we've all had our fair share of getting land blasted.
Listen, if you have not gotten flooded in Madden, meaning if you have not got blown out, you ain't played enough, or you ain't playing enough good players. Like, you gonna have your days where, you just gotta tip your hat, and that person is better than you that day. It's just gonna happen. You just, you always hope that it never happens on the big stage. That's all you can do. Like, just don't let me go outside in front of everybody, So, he did go outside, Carlos did go outside on the big stage, but he bounced back. Nobody gonna remember that loss if he come out here and win it all.
And they are resetting the game, and people are asking, hey, what's all involved in that? Well, first of all, the players got to fully reconnect and then kind of play up to the point that they were at, making sure that the time is right, the timeouts are right, where you're at on the field, yada, yada, yada. There's kind of an art form, Clef, to even kind of reset in a game like this.
Yeah, it's an art form and science that you never, ever want to be a part of. It's an art to it, but it's some art I don't want to see. I don't ever want to be a part of it as far as when you're playing. Like I said, if you're winning that game, it's just so dreadful. And then if you're losing that game, you were so thankful. You're like, I needed this.
Not only was he winning, Clef, but he was on the drive, to come down here and really put some pressure on Jiggy, who, of course, reminder, does get the ball to start the second half. He will have the ball to start the third quarter. So this is important for Jiggy to not allow any scores here. He's currently just down 7, but getting down 10 or 14, after you kind of gained a possession from the pick 6, but you gave it back after you punted.
Yeah, in different games, different scenarios, they're different. Being down 10 points when you got an offensive player on the other side, that's not a big of a gap. These two guys right here, they aren't offensive players. They're more defensive oriented, running the ball. And for Jiggy, he's trying to pass, but just right now his reads aren't there. He's getting pressure on him. So if he can go get a stop and just hold this to 7 points, that'd be monumental. Because like I said, when you're not playing good offense, being down 10, being down 14, that's like being down 4 possessions.
Put yourself in the shoes of Kong here, Clef, because you flooded. You're in the grand final. You won 27-0. You cannot wait to get back out there on that field. So this extra time for him can't be good, because now he's like, I don't know who I'm going to play or what to even expect. Right.
If I'm Kong right here, I want to play Carlos. I want to play the man I just flooded, because I know that he can't beat me. You know what I mean? He knows that. I never really personally want to play against my friends in a tournament because they know everything I do. They might match up well against me just because they know what I do. And the other player, I might play against another random opponent who doesn't know. So I would want the guy that I just beat very convincingly to win this game. I don't even care what's going on here. I'm like, hey, y'all tire yourselves out. I'm going to go eat, have me some water. I'm going to kick back, relax, and just wait.
Well, we haven't been going double elimination all day long. We started with 16 competitors, 8 from the AFC, 8 from the NFC. We've gotten down to just 3 remaining. No more double elimination, because whoever loses this game is out, and then the grand final is going to be a best of 1. So there's no second chances from here on out. It is It's going to be interesting who gets their hands on the $1,000. All three of our competitors have already won a PlayStation 5, so they've already upgraded there. But we mentioned before, Clef, going from 100 to 1,000 for winning just 2 more games, that's a big jump.
Yeah, that's a huge jump. That's a 10 times jump. You know, that is monumental. You know, and not only going from 100 to 1,000 for winning 2 games, going from 3rd place to champion. Yep. You know, that is a huge, huge jump. You know, people don't remember who came in 3rd. You know, Adam had tournaments, I came in 4th, and I feel terrible. You know, you feel terrible about yourself, but you win it all, man, you on top of the world.
Well, the admins tell us we're just about ready to get back to the action. Remember, we were in the 2nd quarter, under a minute to go in that first half. Jiggy was down, and Carlos was up 14-7. There we go. He's going to have the ball at the 46-yard line. All timeouts remaining, apparently. And he's been slanging the rock. No question about it. Forget about the stats, because the stats don't matter right now. This is a reset. So when they jump back in this thing, we are ready to go. And really for Jiggy, I feel like the whole game might rely on his last 54 seconds of the half.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to stand up right here. Like, he needs a stop. He really needs a turnover because, like, he needs to go score points. Like I said, these 2 guys right here, they aren't really up-tempo guys, offensive guys. You see Jiggy out here running this bunch, but he's not really running it like a meta way. You know, he flips his bunch, and that's pretty much the extent of it. We haven't seen any verticals, which you see. I mean, you've seen that all Madden 22. Any flood, any of those meta plays that you see. So he really needs to stop so he can go get some points. Because points right here, and I think if Carlos gets points, this game's over.
Yeah, anything. A field goal here would be big. He knows if he gets down here, you know, by 2 possessions, he's going to have to somehow get the ball back. The start of the end of the 2nd quarter and the beginning of the 3rd quarter, as so many times in competitive Madden, is really the entire game.
Yeah, that's why you can win a game or lose a game. You know, they say, you know, one play not more important than another. Well, in these situations, it definitely is. Like, you need to come out here and finish the half strong, and you need to start the half strong.
And he does use that timeout. Remember, he used the timeout earlier in the game. So 2 remaining for Jiggy. All 3 timeouts remaining for Silos. And we are finally back to the action. 54 seconds left in the half. Win or go home. The winner will face Kong in the grand final. And back to it we go. William Perry got plenty of rest in the fridge. That's going to be close. Yeah, it will be a first down.
Yeah, and I really don't like that timeout by Jiggy right there in that situation because now you're just giving him extra time. He only has 2 timeouts left. If he want to run the ball, let him run the ball. You know, let him just run the ball and run himself out of time.
And he throws it away, smartly so. They'll stop the clock. You got to get this 3.
Yeah, got to get 3. And if you Jiggy, man, I've been getting gashed. Why am I still in this over G? You know, and I have my slack corner on the wrong side. He should be on this left side right here to the passing strength where the 2 receivers are at. He's just outmanned to this left side.
Rolling. He's got him open. He rolls out of bounds at the 20.
That's a great dot by Carlos, getting outside that pocket. Not even wanting to sit in the pocket and deal with the sheds, roll out, force him to send that zone in and just throw right over his head.
Back to the fridge. They seal the edge. And the big fella's going to get in there. Touchdown, Carlos.
And this is why just being out, man, there's nothing he can do. He needs to flip his defense, have that slot corner to that left side where the receivers are. You can see when he gets that counter, there's nobody out there. Like, he's not breaking a tackle until he's already into the secondary.
Got beat 27-0 about an hour ago by Kong. And now he's run off 21 unanswered. Left some time out there, though, Clef.
Yeah, I call this time right here just enough for somebody to make a mistake. 30 seconds left. There's not really enough to score, but there is enough for Jiggy to make a mistake right here and give Carlos the ball back.
Got to keep everything in front of you right now for Carlos. Jiggy will get the ball to start the third quarter.
Yeah, the last thing you can do is give up 7. 3 really don't hurt you that much if you Carlos right here. 7 makes this game competitive again.
It was going to be a rematch either way. Kong beat Jiggy to start the day. He's got some work to do, though, if he wants to face Kong. He's down 14. Derrick Henry buying time and throws a laser.
And that's good IQ right there by Jiggy to not possession catch that and stay in bounds. He racked it, was able to get out of bounds. Chunk play, still has 2 timeouts left. He can get 7. He can definitely get 7 in this scenario now.
He needs 7. You're not hating 3, but boy, 7 is everything, especially getting the ball to start the third. He could double dip the chip. He's got him again. Same play, same result.
And if you're Carlos right here, what are you doing? Why are your zone drops so low? Why don't you have your zone drops deeper right here? You know, you got to use them zone drops. They're in the game for a reason. Use them. Make them throw underneath right here. You can't give up 2 chunk plays. He's already got 2 plays. He's already down the field and still has 2 timeouts.
Yeah, in the red zone. At the 13, 20 seconds left. Here in the first half. This is everything. This is like the game right here. And he'll hand it off to the fridge. He'll pick up 3, and there's his second timeout. He's got 1 remaining.
Don't love that play right there. Those 3 yards don't really matter right here. That timeout is so much more important than those 3 yards. You know, 2nd and 10, throwing the ball away is much more important than running the ball, getting 3 yards. And now you done burnt the timeout.
17 seconds left now.
Can't take a sack here.
Henry to the back of the end zone. He overthrew him.
Oh, and I don't even think he needed to high pass that. He high passed it, and that's the risk you take when you high pass the ball. You know, you put it where only your receiver can get it, but sometimes they overthrow it. I think he was wide open. There was no need.
Yeah, he had time, too.
Definitely
he
had
rushed
time.
it and overthrew it. 3rd and 7 now. Motion's out, Gordon. Looking. Oh, nearly picked off. Got a kick.
Got a kick right here. Definitely have to kick. You got to get some points out of this. And that's why I didn't like that run on 2nd down. I feel like you just conceded a play. You know, you wasted it down. You know you're not going to score running the ball in that situation. And now you're forced to take 3 when 7 would have changed the whole dynamic of this game.
Well, that's his first offensive points of the ball game. Had a pick 6 to open it up. Finally responds to the 21 unanswered. And if you're Carlos, you're heading to the half.
Yeah, you definitely run this and just head to the half. And that's what we were talking about with the disconnect. We seen Jiggy come out here, and it gives you more time to think. You know, he's been getting that cover 3 look, and he went to the crosser with the post over top, and just the crosser was running right underneath the 3rd.
He's got William Perry lit up here. Yeah, hand the ball to him. And the fridge, he's got a timeout. He'll use it. Hey, go for a fluke here.
When the fridge is lit up, you got to feed it. It's ironic how you got to feed the fridge. It don't really make much sense to feed the fridge, but you got to feed the fridge.
That's where the food goes.
That's where the food goes. You is right. That is where the food goes.
Got to throw a bomb here. And, oh. Can he make a man miss with Harris? Now his knee goes down at the 39 as we head to the half. But Carlos, after catching the flood earlier in the evening, is kind of sitting right where you want to be, up 21-10.
Yeah, in the driver's seat right now, you know. Just play good defense. Don't beat yourself right here. And it's really hard to lose this game from what we've seen offensively in this game. Now, one thing Carlos needs to do that he didn't do at the end of the half, you got to make this man work. You know, with the way the game is, you're up 2 possessions right now. The last thing you can give up in this situation is quick scores. 4-minute quarters. It's pretty easy to clock this out if you play it the right way.
Ball to 17 to start the third quarter. 3 would make it a 1-possession game, but you got to have 7 on your mind. Henry buying some time, and he throws it away.
That's a great user right there by Carlos. Great user. And you definitely want to score a touchdown. You don't want to be down 8. That's the worst feeling in Madden, is being down 8. Because even if you score, the odds of you getting that 2-point conversion, it just seems very unlikely, even to yourself.
Hands it off. And Perry will fall for it to the 21. 3rd and 6. Jiggy's not a runner. This is what we've found out. After seeing Kong run all over Carlos.
Yeah,
that was the recipe.
Jiggy got the mini fridge. He ain't got the fridge. He got the mini fridge.
Yeah, the kind of you put in your dorm room where, you know, maybe a ham sandwich and a Coke.
Yep, some pizza rolls or something. Lunchables.
Yeah, you can't put a Thanksgiving turkey in there.
Nah.
4th and 6. This might be 4th in the game.
Yeah, he needs to convert here.
Henry looking. He's got a man open, but he wants to go deep for some reason. And it's caught. It's Johnson once again.
And that's why you need the biggest receivers. Colin Johnson, 6'5". Aggressive catch. That's just holding triangle right there. Holding triangle, just making a crazy play. That's Madden. Madden is about speed and size. You get one of those big receivers, that's a golden ticket receiver. That's why you pay him the big bucks.
That was a flashback to Madden 16 there on 4th down. Able to keep the game alive, basically. Up under center now. Down by 11.
He's wasting way too much time. Way too much time. He's snapping this ball with 3 seconds. You would think he's winning this game. You know, he needs to have some urgency right here and score as quick as possible.
He's uncomfortable running the football. He's in formations that feel awkward. And it just looks awkward.
Right. He's just wasting downs, honestly. He's literally just wasting downs. It's like he doesn't know what he wants to do in that play. So, hey, I'm going to just run the ball just because I don't know what I want to do.
I mean, you could just scramble with Henry and do
right.
the same thing.
Same thing.
Henry's lit up, by the way, and he'll run it with Perry. Oh, boy, here comes 3rd down.
Don't understand it because this clock is moving. This clock is moving, and you've gained 4 yards in 2 plays. And you have lost a lot of time.
Yeah, half the quarter gone. Flips the bunch on 3rd and 6.
Another play snapped under 10 seconds in the play clock.
Throws it to the end zone. It's picked off. Tip drill back there. Ed Reed. Legend in real life and certainly a legend in Madden.
And that was a touchdown. That was literally a touchdown. Jiggy's just off with his reads right now. He high passed that. You can see he's wide open. He's wide open, but he high passed that instead of just pass leading up. And he allows the defender to get him into that animation.
But Carlos could put the game on ice here. Fridge looks angry. 1st down.
If I'm Carlos right here, I won't throw another pass. I won't throw another one. I will run this ball every single play, snap it at minimum.
They can't help themselves, Clef. Come on now. They can't help it.
Hey, they're going to keep us entertained.
Gain of 5. William Perry's got 15 carries for 163 yards.
And I just want to commend Carlos. I really do, about just how he adjusted from game 1 to game 2, because this is impressive to just switch your whole game plan in the second game and say, hey, I want to be a runner now.
Franco Harris this time gives the Fridge a breather. And another play will take us to the fourth quarter. Kind of snapped that one too early.
Yeah, would have liked to make it to where he didn't have to run another play this quarter. That would have saved him like 30 seconds. Should definitely make sure he's on conservative if he's not already, just so it's no risk of fumbling.
And the Fridge, they just can't take him down. We're heading to the fourth quarter. Put your fours up.
I'll tell you what, if you watching this and you don't got the Fridge, if you don't go buy the Fridge right now, you crazy. You crazy. I want to turn my PlayStation on right now and buy him. I really do.
He is tough to bring down. And I think, to stop this X Factor, he's got to be taken down for a loss, I think.
Yeah.
And that's close to it. He gains a yard. And here comes another 30 seconds off the clock. I'm not sure that you just don't rush everybody.
And you can see right now, Jiggy has his play flipped. Finally, he has it flipped to the right side, and you can see there's actually bodies there now. Even though he has that X Factor and he's breaking tackles, there's actually some resistance. As before the whole game, there was nobody out there.
No, he just running into nothing.
Yeah, he was just running.
Oh, he's throwing. And Joe Montana's close to the marker. You got to go for it.
Got to go for it here, because if you get this, you pretty much end the game. This game is over if he gets his first down. So I think you definitely have to go for it right here. Punting really doesn't help.
Hello to you. Everybody out in the chat, happy Tuesday to you. Thanks for making PlayStation tournaments a part of your day. Scott Cole, Clef the God, along with you. Madden Pro, belt winner. And a fan of all fridges, mini and big.
Got a mini fridge, got a fridge. You got an office, you got to have a mini fridge. You got to have one.
I can't walk the extra 10 feet to the kitchen. That's forever.
Yeah, that's too long. That's too long.
It's got to be I got to be able to wheel to it. Wheel back to it. Open it up.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
not
the ball
trying
game.
to stand up for a while.
Oh, and they stop him.
That is a huge stop. We got life.
Life.
Jiggy has life. Now, can he score? How will he handle this? If it gets down under a minute or so, will he take his 3 early? We see this situation so many times in Madden.
First and 10. Henry rolling. Checks it down. There's Gronk. Gets out of bounds.
And he had a touchdown. That's why you always look deep. Post was wide open. You always got to look deep first. There's no harm in peeking deep and seeing if they've blown the coverage.
Always got to have a streak on the field.
Got to. That's Madden law.
Needs a quick score here. Even if it's 3. Does have all 3 timeouts here, so. Got to score quick, though. Rolling's got R1. Oh, dude, he's just leading him so much tonight.
And that's the one thing about Derrick Henry. He has that Aaron Rodgers release. So his throw on the run isn't as good as the Josh Allen release. It's just not the same. The Joe Mixon release, even Cam Newton release, they all got those good throw on the runs. The Aaron Rodgers release is good in the pocket on short throws, but when you start rolling out, it is definitely not that good of a release.
He's under pressure. 3rd and 5. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. Oh, we got a shed. He just escape artist right into the shed. 4th and 13. 2-minute warning.
This is our ball game right here. You know, he definitely has to convert this, and he needs to bring out his best play. You know, he's been going to that crosser play a lot, and it's been open. It's been open, but right there, it seems like Carlos had contains on the field, and Jiggy did not double team Jason Taylor. Oh, he's sending everybody.
Watch out for the heat here on 4th and 13. User rush to the outside. That'll keep the game alive.
Carlos went for it all. He said, I'm going to send everybody, the coach, the water boy, even myself. He sent 8 people. But a good composed read by Jiggy right there.
A lot of separation on the outside. Makes it 1st and 10. Still has all 3 timeouts. Cannot burn one. Moves Gordon again. Picks up the blitz. Has the sideline, and that's Gronk at the 5. Boy, wish he could turn that one upfield.
Yeah, he needed to hit triangle right there and aim his analog diagonally to the right so he could jurtle and get upfield on that, because you definitely want to score. Every second right in this situation is precious. You would have loved to score right then and there and get this game within 3.
Watch out for Gordon on the out. Throws it to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Jiggy.
What a dot. And this game it is definitely competitive now. How quick it can turn in Madden.
Got to kick it deep here with 3 timeouts. He's going to go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of kicking it deep right here, because if you onside kick it and you don't get it back, you basically giving that person 3 points.
And you got to go a long way. And there's the fridge. He'll convert the 2 points. 3-point game, 1:48 to go. I mean, an onside kick in Madden's like less than 1%. It's like 0.00001. And that's why with 3 timeouts, he'll kick it deep. Try to get a stop and give himself a short field. Big hit.
I like this decision a lot. Plus, like you said, you'll get short field if you get your stop rather than onside kicking it, not getting it, giving up 3, or having to drive the whole field. You know, that's a big, big difference.
Winner faces Kong in the grand final. Best of 1. William Perry. And there's the first timeout. I mean, you're going to have to bring more than that. You're going to have to bring everybody.
Yeah, you got to move these safeties up right here. Move them up. If he going to beat me passing, then he just a better player.
Goes back to William Perry. Ed Too-Tall-Jones stops him. Timeout. 3rd and 3. Picked up 5 there.
Yeah, like I said, he's not pressing his defense, so you can see his secondary is so deep. You know, you need to press right here and manually move these safeties up. And if I'm Carlos, I run this ball. I would not pass again. I just got 5 yards.
Oh, he's going to throw it. And they found William Perry out of the backfield. Oh, no. He got pushed back. It's going to be 4th and inches. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
And you got to let go of the controller.
That's why you go for the hit stick. Hey, you got to try to get down there. Yeah, he fought too hard. That fridge fought too hard.
And he's got to go for it. This is the ball game. He needs an inch.
I like this right here by Jiggy. Every time he motioned over, it's been a run. I like this, getting his defense and trying to stop the run.
And no, William Perry wins the ball game.
He missed. He missed with his user. He came in clean and just, he whiffed. He dove and just missed, man. But
it was everything you wanted. And Olay.
What a game. What a game. It looked like this game was going to be a blowout, and then we got these fireworks. Just, what a finish.
So we're going to get a rematch, it looks like. It's going to be Carlos and Kong. But which Carlos are we going to get? That's the question.
This is a totally different player right here. This is just, he's playing with so much more confidence and just being smart. That's just, he played a pretty smart game for the most part. Didn't beat himself.
Well, he started off throwing a pick 6, and you're like, oh, no.
He might need to do that every game. That might have settled him in. He need to throw a pick six. Just get it out of the way. He probably you going to throw one, just get it out of the way early.
Wow. 21-18. Carlos holds on. Jiggy fought. Had a chance for a big stop. And he couldn't get it. Okay, so Carlos will move on to the grand final. He'll face Kong, who's undefeated in the tournament, Clef. But hey, what can you say about Carlos? You get beat 27-0, and then you come back here and score 21 unanswered in a winner-go-home situation. And tip of the cap to the 25-year-old.
Yeah, got to give a lot of props to Carlos. You know, it's not easy to bounce back like that when you just played one of the worst games. And then to change up your whole scheme, to just have that self-evaluation, to see that what you're doing isn't working, and then just change everything up on offense, you know, that takes a lot of Madden IQ. And that takes a lot of being humble. You know, sometimes people want to run what they want to run just because that's what they're comfortable in. Like, he got back to the drawing board, came out here and played a really impressive game.
Yeah, he changed it completely up. We had no idea where the pistol formation came from, but what worked, and there was his worst decision of the ball game. It was his opening drive. Ed Too Tall Jones would take it to the crib.
Yeah, and just after this, you know, it's like he needed this to settle in. You know, he got that bad read out of his system, and from this point on, you can see right here just rolling out, throwing this crosser over the zone. This is such a good combination in Madden 22, and getting sticky with Andre Johnson in Texas Stadium. Come on, that's poetic justice. That's just
I think that's
justice.
what got him going, Clef, because he hadn't scored all day on the broadcast, and then he scored 14 unanswered. William Perry making people miss. You're up 21-7 at the moment, and that's where he would hold on. And so we get a rematch. Back to the upper bracket goes Carlos. He's going to face Kong, who I mentioned, Clef, has not lost in the entire tournament. I'm talking about, like, for 8 weeks, he hasn't lost in this PlayStation tournament.
Yeah, just by watching them play. You know, if you've been watching these games, even if you have not been watching this game, if somebody's undefeated in the tournament, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that player probably the best in the tournament. You know, and then you watch him play, and you can see he understands what's going on. You know, he watches Madden. He's a fan of Madden, and you can see he putting it all together right now. But you got Carlos right here. This isn't the same guy he played an hour or two ago.
Well, we're going to take a break here, but before we do, I want you all to head out to compete.playstation.com. You got a little time before we got the final. Go out there and look through all the games. It's not just Madden, a ton of games that you can play on your PlayStation, 4 or 5 out at compete.playstation.com. On the other side, we roll on. It's the grand final of the Madden Summer Scrimmage.
They put him down. Silence him.
Welcome to the home of PlayStation Tournament's Apex Legends Esports. Get ready for all the Apex content you need to improve your game and win prizes in fast-paced, easy-to-join competitions. Look forward to exciting content to get you competition ready, including a monthly live show hosted by me, Rainday, where we'll discuss the latest in Apex, chat with some huge guests, recap the PlayStation tournaments, and much, much more.
So far, so good.
Videos that feature breakdowns, tips, and exciting interviews. And in-depth articles featuring news, ways to improve your game, and conversations with competition winners and esports insiders. Like, follow, and subscribe for Apex Legends content. And visit the PlayStation Tournament's website, compete.playstation.com, to sign up for competitions.
PlayStation.
is the grand final of the Madden Summer Scrimmage, another PlayStation tournament. We've had a lot of fun. Scott Cole, Clef the God, and we get a rematch of our opening game of the night where it was bad. Kong won 27-0. Clef, but you don't feel like that's going to be kind of a repeat here, as Carlos has really changed things up.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard for Kong to repeat that because of the fact that Carlos is going to change. He's going to chew the clock more. You know, he's running the ball more, so the opportunities for the turnovers won't be there as often. He threw 4 picks the first game, you know, so now he's running the ball a lot more. Those opportunities for turnovers won't be there, so I think this game will be a little bit tighter.
All the pressure on Kong. He has not lost. He is the favorite. 14-0, but Carlos right now playing with a little bit of house money, Clef.
Yeah, nobody thinks he's going to win after what happened the first game, you know, and nobody should. Only he should think he's going to win, and that's the best time because you don't have any pressure on you. You out here playing with house money, you know, you loose, you free, there's no stress. You got to love being in the underdog in these type of situations.
Well, who do you think's going to win out there, chat? Will it be Kong, the undefeated youngster, just 16 years old? Or will it be the 25-year-old Carlos from Houston, Texas? Did not score last time. Did not put up a point. To be honest, Clef, he didn't sniff the end zone.
Yeah, he didn't even get close, honestly. He didn't even get close. The game never felt like he was even moving the ball. You know, he take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You know, so this game right here, it'll be interesting to see how he comes out. You know, he really need to get things going early. I don't think he can come out here versus Kong and throw a pick 6 and fight back into the game like he just did that last game. He need to come out here and he need to play his best game of the tournament. No mistakes.
Well, we're getting ready. We're getting close. 83% of you guys think that, hey, Kong is going to repeat? I don't think so. I think our guy Texan, a.k.a. Carlos, he's going to come out here and fight. He's already shown that he's got a lot of formations in his bag, that he's willing to make adjustments. Well, I think the first game just got away from him. And we've all been there where all of a sudden you look up and you go, man, I'm down 3 scores already. What do I do?
Yeah, and Kong had the ball the whole first half. Like, the time of possession was so lopsided. He really didn't even play the game. You know, he probably felt like he didn't even play. You know, so one thing we know about Carlos, he got some dog in him. He got some fight to him. So it'll be interesting to see. Can he muster that up again? I think so. I think so too. I think so too. Kong has not played a game in a long time. You know, them fingers, they might be a little cold.
Yeah, so he's been sitting around for about 2 hours trying to wait and see what's going to happen here and who he's going to face. It's going to be a rematch versus Carlos. It's been a great tournament so far, but we got AFC versus AFC. Jiggy was our chance to have like a big game moment, but it's all going to be the AFC. That has kind of been the really the tougher side of the bracket, just because it's got Kong in there. So all the pressure on the 16-year-old Kong. Can he beat the 27-year-old Carlos? And I think you're right. Getting this ball first for Carlos is going to be big. He's got to come down here, Clef, and score.
Yeah, and not get a field goal. He need to go score 7 convincingly. He needs a good drive just to get his confidence going. Because when you come out here and you lose to a guy in that type of fashion, you know, your confidence can take a hit.
Oh, big hit to start it off. That was Ted Hendricks laying the lumber. It started the 21.
And you can see right here, he's coming out and he's looking to establish the same type of game plan he ran versus Jiggy.
Stretch and PA stretch. This is the grand final. Win or go home.
Now, if I was Kong, I would have been back there labbing while I was watching him play how to shoot all these runs. That's what I would have been doing. Now, let's see what Kong has done. You know, you can't come out here and do the same thing your lab partner just did and expect to stop this run. The number one thing you got to do right here is stop the run. The number one thing Carlos has to do is establish the run to set up his play-action crosser play that he scored on last game.
I was hoping that he had like maybe a dual threat quarterback, but Tommy Ballgame is the backup. As we get our depth chart set here for Kong, getting ready to go. This is the grand final. They've already won PlayStation 5s. They've already won $500, but this is a chance to double up. The winner of this one will get an extra $500 for a full cool rack. 1G, Cliff.
It's a lot of money at stake. The PlayStation 5 at stake. To say you're a champion, something that nobody can take away from you. No matter what they say, they got to say champion. It's at stake. So there is a lot to play for right here in this game. It's
Kong
a lot
already
at
won
stake.
that first tournament. Remember, he won the AFC. You know, so yeah, that was $400. So this tournament's been pretty good to him. If he can come out here and get the win as the favorite.
Yeah, and it's one of them tournaments with we got the new game coming out in a few weeks. It can definitely build your momentum going into Madden 23.
Well, here we go. Rosters are set. Carlos is the Chargers. Kong is the Broncos. A little AFC West. And there is the fridge. Oh my goodness, he breaks free.
Oh my, the fridge, the freezer, he all of that right now. He all of that. He's just breaking through it, running through everybody.
His brother was actually, I think, the better player. Michael Dean Perry, who actually played for the Broncos. He was a defensive end. Gets to the 48-yard line. That's cross midfield. Back-to-back carries.
And you can see he already got shoe clock on. He already has shoe clock on. This is what we were talking about pregame, just slowing this game down. Slowing it down, using his clock.
He likes to go to triangle here, and that's where he goes. It's Harris.
You can see the difference between Cog and Jiggy right here in this first possession, though. You can see his slot corner's on the right side.
First and 10. Vernon Davis comes in motion. They go to William Perry. They get a block. And he picks up 4. Let's make it 5. Second and 5.
Yeah, and that almost looked like a nasty streak animation right there. And what nasty streak does, if you have it on a tight end or O-lineman, if they get to a DB, a corner, a safety, they're going to pancake him. You can see right there, he's just laying him down.
He is working this clock. He really wants to shorten this game. He's like, if I might get beat, but I'm not getting beat by 27.
Oh, no. You can only beat me 14-0 this game. You win. We got at least half that.
3rd and 6. He's in field goal range. Swings it out. We haven't seen that one. And it's just a gain of 1. He's going for it.
I don't like going for it right here. I like taking your 3 because you don't even know what Kong is on offense. Like, you had no idea because he has not had to play offense. And the way you're playing this game, you're not a high up-tempo guy on offense. You know, an offensive player, I expect him to come out here and try to score 7s every time. Carlos, you've been playing good defense. Take your 3. Rely on your defense.
Well, he's going to go for it, Clef. Even with extra time to think about it. Maybe he thinks 3's not enough. I mean, he hadn't scored against them all night. At least get 3.
At least get 3. Don't get the donut twice. Don't get it twice.
Pistol formation. Looking, nothing there, but he's going to squeeze it in. It's picked. And he's lucky that Hendricks goes out of bounds at the 14.
Yeah, and seeing that play art right there, that was beautiful to see. That's how your play art should look on 4th down if you looked at Kong defense. He had 1 deep zone, that's it. You got to be aggressive in that situation. You seen he was aggressive. It allowed him to double Mabel, which is having him curl flats on like 5 and the flats on like 20. And it allowed him to take away everything right there without wasting a bunch of deep zones when you saw Carlos didn't have any routes going deep.
Well, he's got a long way to go. He played a lot with a short field last time they met, which was 2 hours ago. Here it's Joe Mixon once again. Hands it off to Mike Vick. And he gets one.
That's why I would have loved to see Carlos take 3, because now you allow Kong to come out here and basically he can milk this clock, take 3, take 7, and get ball at half. It's 4-minute quarters. It's not that hard to milk, especially when you're on the 15. You got a long way to go.
Hands it off again. Vic got caught up on his own blocker, but somehow picks up 6. 3rd and 3. Goes no huddle. He could take this to the second quarter. He's going to snap it. Low throw, nearly picked.
Wow.
That was bang, bang for the first down.
And very fortunate because he had the whip route wide open. That's a great job right there, Carlos. That looks like a shaded down hook zone. You can see how aggressive Sean Taylor played right there with that acrobat ability. Just didn't finish the play.
Well, they'll move the chain. Start of the second quarter. Vic rolls over to the defender to the 29. That is a gain of 4.
And if you're Kong right here, you almost run the ball on first down every time just to keep that clock moving. Especially if you feel like you can convert in these passing situations. Like I said, you don't want to give him this ball back.
Trips to the left. They hand it off to William Perry. And the big fella gets to the 34. It's just going to be 3rd and short. See if he starts using more of this clock. He's really been kind of hustling up to the line. They swing. Oh,
wow.
Boy. That was risky.
And that RPO bubble, it's always like a risky throw. You never really, it's hard to get a read on it because you're still looking at the running back and seeing, should I hand this thing off? So that was very risky. Aaron Donald almost picked it off.
3:06 to go in the half. Here comes a big 4th and 1. You got A.J. Dillon back there, but he gets blown up. Cam Chancellor just tipped the fridge over.
What a play by Carlos. I mean, what a play. That's all user. That's no computer. That's no AI. That's him user and Cam Chancellor at safety in 4-4 and just running through the alley with bad intentions.
He should be up 3-0. William Perry gets loose. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Carlos.
And you called it. You picked Carlos. Your pick is looking good. It's looking good.
He's going to go up 7-0. And it's the first score of the night for Carlos against Kong.
Yeah, first score and at the best time. That game right there. The past game, like I said, really doesn't matter as much. If you get hot and you get that confidence right now, he has crazy amount of confidence just off getting that 7. Wish he would have taken that 3 because he'd be sitting 10-0 right now and being up 2 possessions.
Yeah, that would put a lot of pressure on Kong.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we've actually seen Kong down in this tournament.
Undefeated, 14-0. At 2:56, he's got to come down here and put up some points before the half. And he runs it again. The big fella. William Perry rolls over to the 23.
Yeah, and if you're Kong, you want 7. You want 7 more than you care about this clock right here. Me personally, I would want to just go score by any means possible. I'm not really worried about milking the clock right here. I just want to tie this game up for my confidence.
And there's Perry to the 27. Did play running back in high school out of Aiken, South Carolina. That had to be a tough man to bring down.
Yeah, okay. Good luck to whoever was tackling him in high school.
He's 300 pounds. He ran 40 under 5 seconds. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know their shoulders probably still hurt right now.
2-minute warning. And Vic. No, sir. It's gotten quiet in the chat.
They didn't expect this. They probably shocked. They are probably in just shock. This has been, I mean, a great start for him.
2nd and 11 now. The running game finally opens up a bit for Vic. That should move the chains at the 39.
Yeah, and he needs to start going up tempo right here. You don't want to clock yourself and force yourself to get 3. Like, okay, you took some time now. Okay, now let's go get 7 points.
This is like the final Madden competitive game of Madden 22. Perry to the 41. Grand final. Undefeated Kong. Carlos looking for revenge. Back to William Perry they go. Air trucking his way to the first down. And he's going to use a timeout.
Yeah, he's almost clocking himself. He had plenty of time to be farther down the field than he is, but just being a little too conservative, a little too worried about the clock.
Cross midfield. Doesn't need too many yards to get in field goal range for Justin Tucker. 30 seconds to go in the half now. A lot of valuable time coming off the clock. User rush is, oh boy, this is going to be a big call. That moves them back to the 44 after the illegal grounding. Intentional grounding, loss of down, now 3rd and 17.
Just a lot of poor decisions right here. Just, I don't know if to call it inexperience or what, but just poor decisions at the end of this half from Kong.
Mixon can get it back in one play, throws it over the top. Here comes 4th down.
Wow, and ideally, right there, you want to just get half of that back to make it manageable so you can try to get into field goal range. Now, right here, it's going to be really hard in 8 seconds to get 17 yards and to stay in field goal range. And
he's going to punt.
Punting.
Does get the ball on the other side. I mean, this guarantees you make no mistake. And this might be the half. Ooh, it checks up. That's beautiful. Halftime, and Carlos, the underdog. It's up 7-0.
I would have liked to see him go for that because with 8 seconds, by the time he would have got the ball back, it really wouldn't have been time for him to do much with it unless you take a sack and you give him the ball back in field goal range. But
yeah, because Justin Tucker, I mean,
he does have a leg.
60 is legit.
Yeah, he can hit. He can hit, I want to say, from like 46. So I know he had it at the 44.
A turnover.
Yeah. I just like being aggressive in that
3.
situation because I think making this game 7-3 would have been huge for Kong. Like, he kind of needs some points.
Vic. Gain of 2. 2nd and 8. He hasn't given up the big play. That's the difference between the game we saw 2 hours ago.
Yeah, he's really doing a good job at making him work on offense. It's our first time seeing Kong deal with a lot of adversity.
This is just 3 deep, and he cannot find the guy open. He might have to start running with Mixon. That'd look like a good time to maybe take off. So you got the loot blitz. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And that'll fall to the turf. 4th and 13. Boy, the wheels are coming off the wagon, Clef.
They're coming off in a hurry, too. And punting right here again, I don't like punting in this situation. I just don't. It's 4th and 13. Go try to score. You're down 7-0. I don't like it. We seen Kong be aggressive to get here. You know, we seen him be aggressive, and now we're seeing him with everything on the line. He's being a lot more conservative. You know, the run obviously isn't working, and he's still forcing that. Forcing the run cost him points at halftime because he clocked himself. You know, he didn't even give himself a chance to get 7.
Well, he's been putting his, hanging his hat on defense the entire tournament. He needs to stop here. Oh my goodness. William Perry, I thought he was down, but he glitches his way for 5.
Carlos should turn on true clock. And if I'm Carlos, I'm thinking, man, I'm going to give this ball back to with little as possible. You know, if I can clock this whole game out, I will.
He basically needs 20 yards. That's all he needs. Kick your 3. He should already be up 10-0.
Right, should be. If he takes his 3, this game probably is over. But this is the perfect situation, being on a 3rd and 1. You rather these 3rd and manageables because it's going to keep that clock moving. You don't want to be picking up first downs too fast.
And he's got to use a timeout. Got caught in the motion. 3rd and 1. I mean, you don't want to take a loss of 5 there either.
Definitely don't. This should be a run.
And they'll pick up the first down. And more. He's in field goal range. First and 10 at the 40. Should never throw the football ever again.
Never should. And should try to stay away from chunk plays. I just want 3-4 yards and keep the clock moving. I want as many plays as possible to really run down this game clock.
2nd and 9.
3 is pretty much guaranteed right here, so you know you got 3.
Vernon Davis comes across the formation. 40 seconds left in the 3rd. Back to William Perry. Doesn't get a block this time. It still picks up 3.
And I don't know if I've ever seen a turnaround between 2 players playing each other in Madden history like this.
He's throwing it. Swings it out to William Perry. Uh-oh, he's swagging.
Nah, he ain't doing like that.
4th quarter.
$1,000 on the line, a PS5 on the line, and we that free? We that loose? I like it. I like it.
A little Sharky saying in the chat, this is how Carlos beat him yesterday. When I first started commentating Madden, this is, I don't know now, 8-9 years ago. It used to bother me, some of these play calls. But you do what you got to do to win when there's money on the line. There's no shame in the game.
Yeah. It don't look pretty. It's ugly. It's ugly to watch. But it's all about just winning. You know, you got guys like Joke. You ever watch Joke play? You ever watch guys like Serious Mo play? You ever watch guys like Noah Up Next play? It's never pretty. Never. But God, they find a way to win. And right here, that's what Carlos doing. He just finding a way.
3rd and 6 here in the grand final. I'm not sure I don't need it 3 times to kick the field goal.
He should not pass this
conservative's pretty
ball.
good, but if he throws the ball here, hands it off. And now here comes the field goal unit.
Yep. Now what he should do, he should kick this field goal, and he should sky kick on the kickoff to make sure that he returns just to burn some extra clock. Instead of just kicking into the end zone, sky kick it to one of the upbacks and make him burn a few extra seconds. Every second matters.
And it's up, and it is good. He got shut out in the first game between these two. And now he's pitching a shutout the other way. And remember, Kong has punted twice in this game.
It just didn't make much sense to me because, especially in the second half, when you punt to somebody, you give them so much room that they're going to be able to clock you. See, if I go for it in my own territory and I don't get it, at least I know I'm going to get the ball back with a short field. Like, I know he's not going to be able to clock this situation out.
Yeah, that punt cost him everything. Mixon. That's a tight window. He fits it in there to Johnson to the 48. Can he get a snap off? Smartly just spikes it, and that saves him a play before the 2-minute warning.
Now, what he should do is he should be really calm. He should be really aggressive right here. I don't understand this play call at all. I don't understand goal line. But he should be aggressive right here and try to score. And if he don't score quick, he should take 3.
That's a wasted play.
Yeah, that's just wasting a play right there. Especially when you had an extra timeout to be aggressive. That 2-minute warning gives you an extra timeout. I don't really understand that call.
3rd and 8. As you basically just gave up 2 plays. The spike and the run out of the goal line formation. And now all of a sudden here comes 4th down. If you think you can make this field goal, you should kick it.
Yeah, but I just don't understand. Some of the stuff Kong has done this game is just head scratching. Like, why not at least try to score?
See, he can kick it from 65 yards. So this 63-yarder should get just over the bar. And with 95 seconds to go, you kick it deep and you hope for the stop.
Yeah. Because he had 2 minutes and 3 seconds left, and he ran the ball twice. He used all that clock. Why not at least pass the ball? You could have gotten more out of it than just running the ball and keeping the clock moving.
Franco Harris. Oh, this ball's loose.
Wow.
This is loose. William Perry down at the 3.
And Carlos, what are you? Why? Why would you do that to yourself right there? Why risk that happening? Just take the ball.
Now you can't. Yeah, I mean, what do you do?
Oh, this is scary because one gap shoot by Kong here, and this is safety.
Yeah, it could be 2 points, and you're giving him the ball back.
And you can see he got everybody in the line. He's blitzing everybody.
And William Perry is on his own. Ted Hendricks drags him down at the 14.
Still got those 3 timeouts, so he's still going to have a chance if he can get a stop. I would be run committing all 3 downs. I would be run committing. You know he's not going to pass the ball.
Back to William Perry. Cuts it inside this time. Timeout, 55 seconds to go.
Right there, that's even there, that's too many yards right there. Those type of plays, he's going to pick up another 1st down.
Stretches it. The fridge falls down at the 22. Clock stop, 51 seconds to go. You need a user stop here.
Have to run commit. If he's going to beat me, he got to beat me passing. I'm going to use her as safety right here, and I'm run committing.
He's bringing him up. Can he get in there? No! William Perry breaks free. Swag into midfield. Final timeout for Kong, and he's going to quit out.
Talk about a series of events. That's why you play competitive Madden. You got to play till it's 0-0, man, because you never know. You never know.
Gets beat 27-0, and then comes back, changes his whole game plan over the last 2 games, and wins the whole thing. Congratulations to Carlos, the 27-year-old from Houston, Texas. He is our champion here in the Grand Final Club.
Yeah, man, and just got to tip your hat to him. Just staying that composed after losing that first game, how he did, switching up his whole offense, adjusting like he did. You know, even in this game, getting stopped the first possession. You know, trying to go for it on 4th down. He was at least aggressive this game. Like he played to win this game instead of playing not to lose. And you gotta tip your hat to him. You know, he is definitely built. He is mentally tough. He a warrior.
It's the first game we've seen him play, and I'm talking going back to the AFC, which was over a month ago, that he didn't. No self-inflicted wounds. Only mistake I think Carlos made was not kicking the field goal in the first half. Did not come back to bite him, and he ends up holding on. And hey, if you can't stop the run, you can't stop the run.
Yeah, and just just seeing Kong right there, you know, just how he approached that situation at halftime. And then at the end of the game, like we talked about, those type of things will get you beat. And you can see Carlos more so just composed, you know, not playing conservative. And then on the other side, you saw Kong playing very, very conservative. And you cannot afford to play conservative when you're losing. You know, when you're up, you can be composed, conservative as you want. When you're losing, you got to get desperate. And Kong he just never got desperate.
Just 16 years old for Kong. It was his first loss. He came into this game 14-0. But William Perry was eaten here in the grand final.
Yeah, William Perry put in a lot of work. Every game we saw, he just seemed like he was just making plays left and right and just running through people. He just wanted it more. He just wanted it more.
He would break over 100 yards. And this is the little swag on 3rd and 6. That would take us to the 4th quarter. He would continue to run the clock, would kick the field goal, go up 2 possessions. It got a little scary late, I'll be honest with you, but there's that look at William Perry again, scoring. That was the big play. That run by Perry, that was our lone touchdown in the ball game. And how about Carlos? I go back to it. You get flooded 27-0. And then you come back and just run the William Perry counter play until you can't take it anymore, and he wins the grand final.
Yeah, and like you said, that touchdown, that was so big for his confidence. Like, mentally, he needed to see himself score on Kong to really get himself going. And you see, once he scored, that fed his defense. You know, defense started playing better. And his offense, too. He just controlled the clock. He shortened the game.
Well, there you see the final bracket. Congratulations to Carlos. Good run there by Kong. Look forward to seeing him in a whole lot more tournaments. As a talented youngster. Of course, we got a whole lot more broadcasts coming up for you. Part of these PlayStation tournaments. Got Apex just 2 days from now. Then you get into August. Dog days of summer. Little Mortal Kombat. Tekken. On August 12th and August 19th, respectively. Got a lot more good broadcasts coming up. Those should be some good ones. Final thoughts from you, Clef.
Man, what a great event by PlayStation. And to the competitors as well, just giving us some summer Madden, competitive Madden. It was a great event. A lot of great games, especially even just today. If we just look today, we had great game after great game, just great finishes, and just that last game, that's what competitive Madden all about. You know, when you're all counted out, and that's why we play the game, because it doesn't matter what happens pre-game. You know, who's the favorite, who's not the favorite. You still got to play the game. So it was just amazing to watch all the adjustments that was going on and just being here for the call. I'm thankful I was here and able to participate and watch it.
It was a lot of fun, buddy. Congratulations to the Final Four that won that PlayStation 5. Enjoy it and that money. You go out to compete.playstation.com. That's where you can sign out for not only Madden, but a whole bunch of games on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Thanks so much to Sony, folks at PlayStation, all the folks behind the scenes that make us look and sound good. Trust me, it's a lot harder than it looks. We'll be back next time for some more tournaments here from PlayStation.
The fridge right now is just putting the team on his back, you know, making me look stupid.
PlayStation